Hello, class 8. This is your third part of your chapter Nouns and Pronouns. And in the last video, we have already started pronouns. And we have also done first and second kind of pronouns. Now we will start with the third one. That is what? Demonstrative pronouns. What are demonstrative pronouns? Demonstrative pronouns are those which are used to point out the object or objects they indicate. Actually, this demonstrative pronouns, it points out a noun. For example, if I'm saying this is a pen, so here the pronoun is this that we are using, and we are using to point out a pen. And pen is what? It is a noun, common noun. In this way, demonstrative pronouns are used to point out the object, or you can say point out a noun. The examples of demonstrative pronouns are this, then that, then these, those, etc. This and that is used for singular, and these and those for plural. Understand? So we can say demonstrative pronouns are used to point out an object or point out a noun. Examples are so many. One which I have given, this is a pen. Here you can see this is a beautiful vase. So we are pointing out a, what we are pointing out? A vase. Alright. That was a good joke. So here what we are pointing out? A good joke. Then if we say that is my book, this is your book, when we are pointing out anything, here what we use? Demonstrative pronouns. I hope this much is clear. Second is what? Interrogative pronouns. By this word interrogative, what comes first in your mind? Asking questions. So here also the same thing is there. Interrogative is used to ask a question, the answer of which is definitely to be a noun or a pronoun. Like here, what is the question? What is your name? What will be your answer? You will say my name is, and then you will say your name, or you will only say your name. So name is what? Again a noun. Then which is your bag? You will say that one. Again that one will be, that is what? Demonstrative pronoun. So here you are using a pronoun. Suppose if I'm saying which is your pen, so you will say that one, this one. Again these are demonstrative pronoun. So here in interrogative pronouns we ask questions, and basically the answers that we get are in form of nouns or pronouns. Interrogative adjectives are words like what, which, whose, etc. They are always placed before nouns. Like whose book have you got? The word whose is an interrogative adjective here. So like possessive adjective, interrogative adjective is also there. Understood? And what are the what are interrogative pronouns? Pronouns such as what, which, who, whom, whose. Like if I say whose pen is this, you will say mine. Mine is again a pronoun. Then either you will say your name. So in this way. Then the next kind of pronouns is reflexive and emphatic pronouns. What is there in these two? These are used when the action done by the subject reflects on the subject. So these are used when the action done by the subject reflects on itself. Here the words self, selves will be used. Alright. Now the question is where to use reflexive and where to use emphatic. How to know that it is reflexive or emphatic? In both we use myself or selves. So when I say I myself will do it, can you see I and myself are together and we are giving more emphasis on the word myself, then emphatic pronouns is used. But when I say I will do it myself, after verb you will find this word myself and we are not giving much emphasis. So this one is reflexive. Understood? In the first example that I said, I myself will do it, it means no other than I can do this work. Like no one else can do this work except me. But when I say I will do it myself, it's not compulsory that I will do it. Someone else can also be there who can do it. Here casually I'm saying I will do it, but I will do it myself. Then another example is Ram will go himself. This is an example of reflexive. Will go himself. You can see again after verb this word himself has come and not much emphasis we are giving. But when I say Ram himself will go, then you can see again next to noun the word himself is there and will go. So here we are giving more emphasis on Ram, that Ram himself will go. Again you can see I made some tea for myself. This is an example of reflex. I made tea myself. Here emphasis is getting. Then they themselves have to be blamed. This is an example of this one. Example of emphatic. They themselves. With they themselves is used because it is plural. Alright. And just above it, if you see, they were blaming themselves for the defeat. Here, by reading the sentence, you can understand that emphasis is not giving. We are not giving much emphasis here. But here, they themselves have to be blamed. More emphasis is given to they. Alright. Then, sixth is indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns stand for some nouns implied or understood. Means it refers to indefinite or general person or thing. For example, if I'm saying Ram is nice, Rohan is nice, Aman is nice, and suppose there are 10 students in my class. If I have to tell that everyone is nice, what will I say? Individually I'll take their names like Ram is nice, Rohan is nice, Aman is nice, and the rest 10 names. In place of taking one name at a time, I can say all are nice. Alright, so in place of noun again you can see I have used the word all. Understood? So the words that is all, both, each, everyone, few, many, none, all these words comes under indefinite pronouns. Like this example A, you can see though the food was stale, nobody complained. Means the food was not fresh, but nobody. If suppose there were 10 people, I have to say Actually, I have to take everyone's name and say that he hasn't complained, he hasn't complained, he hasn't complained, he hasn't complained, like names. So in place of that, I have used nobody, and that is actually the work of pronoun to replace noun. Understood? You can see this B1. No one came to the auditorium. So in place of taking every individual's name, I can just say no one came to the auditorium. Then all were waiting for the announcement. Again, in place of taking everybody's name, I can simply say all. All were waiting for the announcement. Understood? Then seventh is reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal pronouns are words like each other and one another. They refer to an action occurring in one direction and also back in the opposite direction, like each other, each, and other. One, another. They play with each and other, like they play with each, like everyone, and with each and other. Then B is the children looked at one another. They looked at one and they looked at to another person also when surprises gifts were given. So here one in direction and also back in opposite direction are used together, and these two are only examples of reciprocal pronouns. Then eighth one is distributive pronouns. Distributive pronouns refer to persons or things one at a time and are always singular. Examples are either, neither, each. What are the examples? Either, neither, each. We are referring to a single person or a single thing one at a time. We have to choose, we have to refer only one, and they are always singular. You cannot use eithers, neithers. You can't use in that way. See this example A. Either of you can come with me. So there were two, and I'm saying that one of you can come. So in place of that, I can say either of you can come. Like between you two, anyone can come. Then what I say? Neither of the girls is tired. Among all the girls, no one is tired. So I can say neither of the girls is tired. Understood? Then more examples. You can say like you can drink either tea or coffee. So I have given you an option. Either you can have tea or coffee. Then she can neither see TV nor play. Each of us bought the book, like everyone. Alright. The ninth one is relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are used to add information about a noun already mentioned and also help in joining two statements together. They are words like who, whom, whose, which, that. For relative pronouns, I want you all to see this table. Who relates to people. The musician who, we are referring to the subject. Like here, what is the subject? The musician. So the musician who wrote this song is French. Understood? Then whom relates to people, but it has to be object. Example, you can see here, I know the boy whom sits next to you. So we are referring to the object you. Which relates to animals and objects. So which is used for animals and objects. Like this is the cake which Mary made. So your cake is a thing. It's not any people. Alright. Then why refers to reason. Do you know the reason why the market is closed today? So we are referring to the reason. When refers to time. The day when the concert takes place is Saturday. So we are referring here time. Where refers to places. This is the house where my son was born. So we are referring here the place. Understood? Then whose refers to possession. Possession means ownership. The boy whose phone. So whose phone is that? Boy. So the boy is the owner of that phone. So here ownership is seen. So the boy whose phone just rang should stand up. Alright. That relates to people, animals and things. That can be used with everything. Like 12th September is the date that I was born. Alright. In this way, the relative pronouns can be used. I hope this table you have understood. I want you all to write all this somewhere. Pause this video for some time and write all this somewhere in your copies. I hope all the pronouns are clear to you. It's a little bit tricky chapter, but if you read it once, you'll get where to use what. Alright. Then see exercise I. Choose the appropriate reciprocal and distributive pronouns from the bracket and complete the sentence. So here two options are given. Dash of the men received an award. Either and neither. Neither because none. None you can understand. No one. Neither of the men received an award. Then Rita and Sita have known each other. Not each one. Each other. You have seen the example of reciprocal pronoun. There are only two. Each other and one another. So Rita and Sita have known each other for many years. Then either of you can come along with me. I'm asking that one of you can come with me. Then each of my classmates came to meet me when I was not well. I can't say either because then there will be a choice between two. But that is what we are not dealing here. So here we will use each of my classmates. Means every classmates have came to meet me. Understood? Now see exercise J. What you have to do, you have to correct the following sentences and you have to rewrite them. Understood? So see the first one. It's I saw the boy what was wearing a funny dress. What is not right? So it will be who. And who is what kind of pronoun? Relative pronouns. I saw the boy who was wearing a funny dress. Then second is we have brought some fruits with ourselves. It's wrong. It will be with us. Then us is what kind of pronoun? Personal. This is not mine pen. What we say, this is not my pen, and my shows possessive. Fourth, I cannot find myself pen. Again it's wrong. I cannot find my pen. Again it's showing possession. We did the work themselves. It's wrong. We did the work ourselves. Ourselves is used. And again this is example of reflexive. Sixth, with who are you going to see the movie? It will be with whom are you going to see the movie? And this is an example of relative pronoun. Then Rita, Seema and myself are good friends. Myself will not be used here. What will be used? I. Rita, Seema and I are good friends. And I is an example of personal pronouns. I hope everything is clear. You have done all the exercises. Revise all the kinds of pronouns once again, and then you will see that it is very easy to do all the exercises. Alright, this much is there in this chapter. In the next video we will see the next chapter. Okay, bye and take care.